The normal process of creating payslip is to go from payroll, payroll events, pay run. Create a new pay run, then enter the employee name, frequency type, start date, end date, payment date, and the employment payment types with associated tax and super. Now with the additional of Jobkeeper Payments, the principle is to notify the ATO of which employees to be selected and paid by the employer and to receive Jobkeeper benefits. Employers are required to confirm if they are to start the Jobkeeper from fortnight 1, that is from 01, which will depend on the start date of the pay period. For example, to qualify for fortnight 1, the start date of the pay period must be on or prior March 30th. If the start of pay period is after the 30th March, the possibility of partial payment of the fortnight 1st of May apply. Jobkeeper top-up is when the selected employee's normal pay are already paid with income less than $1,500 per fortnight. They will now get additional top-up amount to be at $1,500 per fortnight. Depending on the frequency type, the gross payment can be checked to add any top-up required. Wages paid will be as normal payroll process. If already paid and STP lodged, you will need to do the full file replacement and amend the pay run or payslips to incorporate the Jobkeeper payment as allowances. Otherwise, in the normal circumstances, you will only need to notify the ATO when to start the Jobkeeper payment, which in GovReports allowance, Jobkeeper start FN with number depending on the starting date of the pay period and fortnight, and will automatically picked up from the payslip or pay run. When your business is no longer eligible for Jobkeeper, you will then need to notify the ATO by confirming that on the payslip is allowance Jobkeeper finish. For selected employees with Jobkeeper top-up amount to make up for the $1,500 per fortnight, for the initial pay run and each subsequent pay runs until finish. For example, ABC Nursery Proprietary Limited is a business employing 2 staff, John working 10 hours per week and Jane 5 hours per week with 1 working director, David. David pays himself $2,000 per fortnight. John gets paid each week approximately $300 and was working throughout the lockdown period. Jane normally gets paid each week approximately $150 but was not working when the lockdown commenced. David made payments and lodged STP for the business to date and will now need to do full file replacement for previously lodged STP. Go to My Lodgement History. Open STP lodgement receipt for period starting 30th March. Click on More to select full file replacement and proceed, so the STP report will now be reversed and back onto saved STP report as a draft. You will need to adjust the pay runs to incorporate the Jobkeeper entries. Go to Payroll Events Pay Runs. The pay runs for all staff for the pay period starting 30th March now have lodgement status as published. We now edit David's payslip and click to open and edit and confirm to make changes. As David earns more than the Jobkeeper payment limit, you will only need to add Jobkeeper Start, which will have a 0 figure in the allowance section, and save changes. Next, for John, go back to pay runs and open John's payslip and click Edit and confirm to make changes. John's ordinary pay stays the same. Now for allowances, add Jobkeeper Start and add Jobkeeper Top Up and enter the balance to make up the $750 per week for Jobkeeper payment, and in John's case, the amount of Jobkeeper Top Up is $450 for the week. Save changes for John and move to Jane's payslip. As there was no payment made to Jane during the lockdown period, we will now create new payslip for Jane for the same pay period and payment date. Enter the wages section with $0. We go straight to allowance and click to add Jobkeeper Start and add Jobkeeper Top Up and enter the top up amount of $750, then click Save and Post. The pay run for the period starting 30th March is now ready to resubmit to ATO, and as it was already published from previous lodgement. Go to My Lodgement Saved Reports, open the STP report for the same period and click Edit. Go to More to refresh the changes made earlier and wait until you get updated confirmation. Review the information on the report and click Next and review payment details. And click Next. Now you are ready for declaration and lodgement again. Similarly, the new payslip created for Jane with Jobkeeper allowances must be lodged. Go to Pay Run, tick the payslip and click Prepare STP. Review the information on the report and click Next and review payment details, and click Next. Now you are ready for declaration and lodgement again. As John and Jane have top-up amount in the allowance section, each subsequent pay run and STP lodgement to ATO, you will need to add the Jobkeeper top-up and the amount in the allowance section of the payslip to be lodged.